Alright, so cylinder 3 is on its way out, as we already know. So we will be doing new pistons pretty soon, but I wanted to see if we could get by for a couple more months before I invest in new pistons, because I would like to do other things. And so we're going to see how this thing works. Doing an oil change now. We got our transmission done yesterday. Oil changes now, and we're going to check compression tomorrow, switch out the spark plugs tomorrow. I'm going to see how fuel cleaner works that I got in there. So spark plugs are getting done tomorrow, and then that's when we're going to check the compression. We're at 120s on cylinder 1, 2, and 4, and 90 compression on my cylinder 3. So we're going to see if this changes anything. And then we're also going to do a test about a week's down the road and see if it changes anything. A week is about 400 miles for me. A day is about 40 miles per me. So I'm going to try to put a lot of miles on it so we can check it tomorrow and then check it next week. And then we can also see long-term effect too. So we can actually, next oil change, I can do a follow-up, drain all the oil with this included, and then just put plain oil in there and see if the compression drops. Because it says repair, but I don't believe anything. I think it's just a thick, it's really thick. I think it's just a lot thicker. And if we get our thing opened up. So it says to put in crankcase. I'm going to hold this up because I don't have a thing to put this down. It says to put in crankcase, so I'm going to put it through the dipstick. Because if you put it up here, it goes into the valve cover. And it would just go on top of your cams and everything. And then, I don't know. I still didn't do the other tie rod yet. I gotta get that done. And I gotta get, what's the other thing? I guess we can start working on putting new cams in, the heads, take it down to the strip. I still gotta get a baseline with it. Everything I did isn't too bad. I got a transmission sitting in the garage still because I can't put the new transmission in there without getting it inspected first because it uses a whole new ECU. We're going to Mega Squirt the thing. That's going to be late September, hopefully. Hopefully I can get the new heads cam and all top head and stuff done by July. And we should be pushing about 400 by the end of the summer. And next season will be 88mm turbo. Hopefully I can make 800 horsepower. I'm going to put new pistons in there, change the compression to 8.5. Yeah, that's future though. Let's focus on this for now until I can get by, because I don't want to put new pistons in there and then have to replace them with better ones later, unless I have the money for the pistons I want. But that also includes taking the whole engine apart again, and I want to minimize taking it apart as much as possible because it's a lot of work. We are doing our compression test today, and we're going to change the spark plugs. We got to take all this off, and we're going to see how that stuff worked. So it was 90 psi on these cylinders, or that cylinder, and it was 120 on the rest of the cylinders. So I'm hoping it might have brought that up. It might have brought cylinder 3 up. I don't know. Let's get the tools, take off the intake, because Chrysler, I don't know why they had to design this intake. They should have made this body up a little bit more, because that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm putting on a neon intake on this, and what I'm doing is I'm pushing a radiator up a couple inches. I might have to get a lower profile fan, and then the neon intake's going on there. I mean, a modified one, but it's for a neon, and it fits in a neon. Because this intake's garbage. It's pure garbage, and no one makes aftermarket intakes for their performance intakes for this, because this is garbage design. And it's also not inline, it's not made for boost. If I want to install a turbo, it's going to go right here. The charge pipe's wrapping around, and it's going right in the intake here. Literally stupid. But as I start taking out more and more garbage in this engine bay, it opens up quite a bit. Like, all this room back here was AC. Air box is gone. Fuse box and the computer is going to be gone. So that's going to open up all this over here, especially when I move the battery in the back. This whole column is going to be free to whatever I want. So maybe a dry sump? Maybe? Dry sump and expansion tank. This might actually run alcohol one day, so that would be good if I can put that tank here, dry sump there, and a catch can someplace there too. Yeah, let's get it taken apart. And it does look like it cleans, or the Volvoline stuff that I put in there cleans up the spark plug tip quite nice. So I'm going to start using that stuff so I don't have to put new spark plugs in here all the time. And it could also, because I'm running E10 in here now too, because the local gas station has E10 now. But let's pull the rest of the spark plugs and we can get this on its road. So we can start compression testing. And it seems like it always wants to rain when I'm going to shoot a video or working on my car, you know. So we're going to have to hurry this up. We got to go turn over the engine a couple times, and then we can get a reading. Hopefully it's up to 100 psi. If not, then it did absolutely nothing. Unless the cylinder got worse. Oh, my ignition is not on because my ignition switch is going. So it thinks I left it in there. So now we just got to wait. There we go. So we flipped it over a couple times to see what compression we got. We got 120 on cylinder 3. Okay. That stuff actually does work. Whew. Okay. Let's try the next cylinder over. Alright, here we are, hooked up to the next cylinder. And as you can see, it's coming out of cylinder 4. Let's go flip it over a couple times. And then we gotta put the new spark plugs in. Alright, so we turned it over 4 times, it sounded like. And we were like 130, I'm gonna say. So I actually helped out all the cylinders, and it brought this one back up to spec, which I am actually very happy with. I gotta put this back together before it starts raining. So, we're gonna do a follow-up in a week 2 to see how that held up. But, I'm happy. $7. I mean, it's not a permanent fix, but it will get me through the summer until I put new pistons in there, so. Alright. First startup with fresh spark plugs always runs rough, so I'll show you what I mean. So if we hook everything up, you can even hear it. Has a very low rumble, and then that soon goes away, but that's just with new spark plugs, because it's running a bit rich, and then when it leans it out a bit, it calms down. So, we're running good. 120 psi, I want to say 130, 125 psi on the rest of the cylinders. So that stuff actually does work. But for how long is the question. I'm going to try a different product too. And I want to actually test this product after oil change too. and see if it actually did repair anything. I doubt it did. I think it's just because it's a thick solution, like I said before. But that is good to know if you have bad rings. I mean, I was down 30-something compression, so that's actually very good to know. And this car should be running about 135 compression, technically. But 120 is good also. So 130, 125 is even better in my case because they were already down to 120. As you can see, it's starting to rain. There's one raindrop. There's another one down there. So I'm going to go ahead, pack it up, and good experiment. I don't know what I had before on my miles, but that's where we were at when I did the thing. So just for your guys' information, not very mine. I did put a decent amount of miles on it, but I'm going to go ahead and pack up now.